My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to another J360 Mini Bite, hosted by J.M. Brady. I'm your host, J.M. Brady, otherwise known as J-Man, otherwise known as Capital J, otherwise known as He Who Must Not Be Named. I'm just kidding. How are you all doing? Let's get into it. Shoot. So, today was lockdown day for Delaware. We managed to get over 100 cases. Now, I don't know how this stuff is spreading so rapidly, man. It's just, are people not caring at this point about, like, how to really take care of themselves? Or are things just evolving to the point where, we just can't keep up because we de-evolve at a rapid rate? I just always wonder that because, we could be doing a lot better than what we are doing. And we are just not getting there. And it's just a nervous chuckle, man. It's like, after a while, things are just going to get to that point where it's like, who isn't exposed when it gets right down to it? And people are just up and doing this stuff in arms. Because of human stupidity. You see what I'm saying? Now, the ones with the virus, they're the ones that are trying to survive, trying to get better, and hopefully trying to get some sort of normalcy in their lives. Whereas the ones without, they're just panic buying. And while going back to and getting that hazard pay, I managed to see a lot of it. And I mean, for some reason, people within their infinite wisdom have found ways to become a lot dumber in times of crisis. Because here they are, stumbling up in here, mouth all open, coughing in the air, and then looking around and wondering if you have lamb or not. Where at the same time, they'll ask for the specialty items, and we don't get those at my store. Like, you have the specialty items. I'm like, no, sir. And I'm standing 6 feet away. You know what I mean? I read my notes. I'm standing there 6 feet away, looking at everybody, and happily telling them no each time. Because we don't have it. And then you see, before you ask how the hell I got back to work, well, you see, I'm on the listing. I'm pretty much, 0 for 2. Because, broadcasting and all. And not to mention the day job over at the grocery store. So they were open. Hell, Best Buy was open today. I looked at the list. The list going down, all the things that were in green were the essential businesses. And you see Delaware being Delaware, pretty much 2/3 of Delaware was open today. Now, it was weird seeing it because, I was excited to go because I was hoping to see, like, the National Guard or people in the hazmat suits, kind of like from the second part of E.T. when E.T. was sick. I wanted to see some of that floating around and stuff, kind of looking like The Mist. See, one way or another, those dystopian movies that we watched are slowly but surely coming to life. And I was excited to see that. Because, it's a sign of what's to come. Now, of course, I have to prove to them that I'm out there going to an essential spot, but I'll figure it out. I always have like a badge or something. But, man, from what I've seen today, it's just people haven't learned anything. I mean, and they're sitting right there and they'll tell you, hey Jay, we gotta go ahead and gotta. See, of course, when I do that voice, I'm pretty much talking like my would-be supervisor because that's all he ever does. He panics more than they do. And I'm standing there, I'm like, dude, you're the leader of this department, man. Nobody's saying you're a bad leader, even though I say it all the time, but that's none of your business. Just pretty much run your race, man, and lead us. Like, how exactly you want things to go, because I'll happily lead from the back, but I don't have time to do a power struggle when I'm trying to get through crisis and get home. You see? I mean, granted, he wasn't there today. Today was actually pretty relaxing. Other than seeing, like, certain stupidity and listening to people wonder why there wasn't any pork or wondering why, like, there wasn't any sort of stock for them. And it's like, come on, man. We are within a logistics nightmare. And right now, you're only hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're sitting there worrying about why you don't have one specialty item here. It's just like, come on, no. You're going to have to quit this. You're going to have to be patient, and maybe you might have to come back tomorrow. And chances are, if you come back tomorrow, it's not going to be there. So, yeah, see, we don't have that ability yet where we know exactly what's going to be on the truck that's exactly there, because the way they wrap pallets and put stuff together. It's funny as hell because, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you think it's there. They say it's there, but it's not there. Who stole my meatloaf? Pretty much. And it's just like, man, you know. But of course, though, I'm trying to think of who got it worse. Because, see, it's not the produce section. Of course, there is that one person that keeps coming up in there eating their grapes and stuff. I won't say who, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's quite a lot of old people that run up in there and they don't give a damn, too. They just go ahead and open up the box and eat it. That's why I'm so glad I do not shop at my store that I work at. Oh, man, I can imagine. I probably would have been dead long ago if I had bought some of the food over there. Simply because of, you know, I know you're supposed to clean it and everything when you buy it, but it's like, could you imagine spending like $30 for a wholesale of grapes, and you pretty much got like just one section of grapes in there because somebody else already ate the other 2 stems that were supposed to be in? Oh, that would suck. And you see, some of these people are just notorious enough to do it. Nasty too, but we'll get into that some other time. It's just wow. But it felt good getting that hazard pay. I'm supposed to be getting extra 300 big ones. Some smackaroos, if you will. Something to go ahead and sit in the corner and grow into something. Because old boy is trying to get some movements going and he don't want to be on the East Coast anymore. So let it grow, grow as high as it can be. Let it grow, let it grow. What is the lyric, please? 'Cause I can't stand singing this damn song. Oh, stop me. Actually, I don't have a problem with Frozen, but I will tell you, actually, Frozen 2 is supposed to be coming out, right? Because everything is shifting to VOD, which I think is pretty interesting. I wish, despite the circumstances, you know, it's interesting that certain companies are shifting to that because that's a viable market. And then, you know, maybe that is the future after a while, because a lot of people are staying in. Now, not to mention not by choice, but you see, like, we have certain peripherals that can actually compete with some of the big boys at some of the IMAXs and stuff. So it's pretty much an arms race between the home studios and the actual studios. So it's kind of like that, where you sit there with your 7.1 sound, and your 4K TV, and your faster internet. Though, considering that almost everybody's at home right now, the internet's kind of going through a little bit of a problem. I'm sure you've all seen it where things are slow and lagging, and I don't know, I might be adding to that because I'm doing the show live. I was going to do it, pre-record it. That's why I said on it in that video. But, you know, I just wanted to go ahead and get this out to you as quick as possible. So, if things sound kind of wonky, you know, let me know ahead of time. But right now I'm just using the portable setup to get through because, hey, why not? And it's just an interesting time we live in, you know? Like, I always wonder how we'll bounce back from here, but I figure I can go and do that just by being me and just doing my positive works and all that. I try to give you guys a little bit more content than I used to, because, see, like, you got some of the Hanging with J-Man videos, and then you have, you know, the Deep Thought J-Man videos, which, by the way, despite some of the context in there, you know, they're a lot like how I feel on the inside sometimes, you know. So, you know, if you listen, there's some good lessons underneath of it and stuff. And as I said before, you know, can never sit here and live in a depressive place, man, because it's not good for you. Especially as I mentioned, like what goes on with the coronavirus. You know, that one thing that scared the living hell out of everybody and also ruined the reputation of an otherwise great beer. And if I still drank, I would have had one right now and said, I'd like that 6-pack of Corona. I wonder how they would all look at me then. I'd be like, I wash my hands. This is one of them kind of things that, you do too many thoughts about. Oh, man, it's going on. Okay. Well, I still got an hour to get to Walmart, I think. But, well, yeah. See, I got to deal with that stuff. It's a curfew, though. I mean, yeah, you do go out, but there's also a curfew on things. Everything's just... But when you look at lockdowns are supposed to be, locked down. And then I guess the government is supposed to be running around and give you rations for food and all that stuff. But who want to do that? So, as you are a part of a grossing staff, you got to go ahead and take a good look around you and say, yeah, I'm doing this for you, y'all. You know what I mean? When I get up every morning and I'm tired as crap and I feel like somebody kicked me in the face, the point is that I'm getting up for all of you out there because I'm providing a service in my community. Even though, I could get sick at any time when you ain't clean. Nasty so-and-sos. But guess what, though? I lived a good life. I mean, after all, I told the girl I really care about her, so I kind of did my job, right? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding about saying what I said, but you know what I mean. Don't want to ruin it. It's going so well. The point is that it's just like one way or another. I'm just taking it a day at a time, and sometimes I even look around and I just see the way people act, and I'm like, we have this Fred Flintstone looking guy that comes up in there, always buying the ribs. Yes. Legitimately, kind of like in the cartoon, except the ribs are not that big. But he's always in the store, and he's always buying more than his share for the ribs. That's why I'm glad we didn't get any pork stuff today, because, boy howdy, he be all up in there stealing that stuff. Well, see, he's not stealing, but he's taking all that crap, because Elizabeth's like, I need it for my restaurant, for Zowies. And I'm like, dude. You can go ahead and look into Restaurant Depot. There's other ways for you to get your essentials here. I know you're trying to save a little money, but right now we're in rations mode. You're only going to do it one per. Well, I can't do one per. I got a restaurant. Hey, once again, you should be closed. I hate to say that, but it's true. At the end of the day, it's like you should be doing either takeout or you should be closed. And not only that, you're only hurting yourself because, darn well, there's rules here. I mean, we had another guy like that, too. He's got a soul food restaurant. Food's pretty okay, but it's just, come on, dude. Work with us so we can work with you. If not, just friggin' leave. It's so sad. But, I can go on forever about the day job. There's another thing that canceled. Firefly got canceled finally, but I already told you that was going to happen. The Olympic Games, of course, is canceled. My graduation is canceled, so pretty much my stuff has to come in the mail. So totally called that one. But, going into the Olympic Games being canceled, I'm mad, man. That was my one. If baseball wasn't going to take off, that was my one. That was for me to sit there after I watched the Black Widow movie and just be like, I'm watching basketball, I'm watching taekwondo, I'm watching wrestling, I'm watching maybe ping pong because God knows I need something to fill in, and then maybe watch a little boxing or something like that. Or did I mention boxing already? Yeah, if I did, I apologize, but at the same time, those are things I watch. I like seeing those events. And then, of course, the female gymnastics because, well, hey, those girls got talent. And Simone Biles, I haven't seen her in years. She's still competing, right? See, little things like that. That's why I want to see these things, man. Like I said, it's one of those moments where it's like, hey, and it took place in Tokyo. Tokyo was going to be the spot. The only way I'm ever going to get my Olympic fix is if I finally buy a Nintendo Switch and play that Sonic and Mario's at the Olympic Games installment, which I heard was pretty decent. So it's one of them things we're going to have to look into. Which, by the way, it's funny for me to buy that, whereas I need to I need to invest in my PlayStation 4 a little bit more and actually sit back and play some Doom Eternal in addition to Warzone. I heard Warzone was great, which is why the internet is probably running slow as can be right now because everybody's on Warzone. But, that's just one of them kind of things to think about. And I'm going to investigate this whole, the internet running too slow kind of thing. Of course, because we all need our fix. And, man, that's, the biggest thing we go to from mobile to now, standard, standard desktop towers. I mean, what do you expect? Everybody wants that YouTube. Everybody wants that Netflix. Everybody wants, especially with the Netflix sharing. I found that out. I was like, oh, I got to download that. We're going to go a little long with this one. But you see, I got to go ahead and set up a few parties with y'all because we got some things to look into, don't we? And it's going to be a pretty interesting time. And fortunately, I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so I could just chill out a little bit. Try to get some things in. And I wonder, because guess what? It's double special week this week. So you get episode 144 and you get episode 145. And then, of course, we also have, if it's a double special, then that a blackout week will be coming soon. And a blackout week is when I go back and I take a look at all the stuff we have in J360 Productions, almost like inventory. So it cleans everything up. And it makes things work out smoother for me and all of you and the staff I have. So, which by the way, some of you guys added us on Twitter. Thank you. I love it that you guys have worked with us and retweeted some of the things that we've done, even on my personal page, but, that's just some other thing, little project on the side. But as for the J360 page, I'd like to thank all of you for helping us grow. I've noticed that some of you have reached out to me and told me that I haven't followed you back. It's not because we don't want to. We're not conceited. It's because we can't. We've reached the limit, y'all. So that means that I got to go and find those that are not following us and unfollow them and then go back and follow all of you. So it's one of them things that why a blackout week is very important. So I'm going to go ahead and work on all of that and then we'll get where we need to be. Now, if we get more followers, I hope that we break the 5,000 mark this year. That would be great. If you all want to do that, then we have no problem adding you all. So it's one of them kind of things that, you got to reach for and stuff. And me being me, I figure this. If you guys really like the content that we make, you'll follow us anyway. And, you'll be patient with us. Whereas, other times, me asking for followers, it feels kind of you know what I'm saying? You ever have that moment? Because it's one way or another, it's all about how you grow. So, but other than that, though, I'm always going to be there. I love the community. I love the fans. I love the content creators. I love the people that I've met so far on this journey. So I just wanted to let you all know that, no, I'm not ignoring you. It's just, I have to go ahead, dig deep, and really fix all of that. So that's just one of them things to do. However, I've kind of extended this mini bite. So let me go ahead and wrap it up from here. The J-Man Show's landing tomorrow. That's episode 144. And we will meet again later in the night at 10 o'clock Eastern, okay? It'll be 7 o'clock over there in the Pacific time. But let me get out of here. It was good talking to y'all. This is the J-Man signing off. Peace.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.